Kenshin? Tomo? May I have some 5 of your lovely daikon radishes? I'm sure it'll be nice and fresh to eat. Yummy. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobot197. This is my review for today. And today, I got some good news for all of you ladies and dudes. My journey has finally came to an end to see the last and final film that came from the live-action version of Rurouni Kenshin. It's finally over. At long last. I finally got to see all 5 of the Rurouni Kenshin films. All 5 of them. And this one is the last and final one. And yes, it deserves to be one of the best prequel movies of all time, but it's also based by this wonderful OVA. One of the best OVA animes of all time. So yep. My next movie review is Rurouni Kenshin, The Beginning. I just want to say it right now. This is one of the best Rurouni Kenshin movies of all time. And yes, I do have a little bit of few nitpicks here and there about it, but it deserves to be the best one of all. And that director guy did a pretty good job of making a good prequel that was based by this lovely OVA. So, let's go ahead and get this whole thing started. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, here's the last and final Rurouni Kenshin live-action movie that I really want to review for today. And that is Rurouni Kenshin, The Beginning. That is truly the live-action version of Samurai X Trust and Betrayal. So let's get this whole thing started, shall we? The main plot of the story. It's all about Kenshin's past. The reason why he has the crop-shaped scar on his left cheek. The reason why he became the Batosai the Manslayer, and also having a very mysterious relationship with a young woman named Tomoe. And all the chaos that's going on in Japan. And since we already know the Samurai X Trust and Betrayal story very, very well for all these years. And there you go. That's my whole entire plot of the story. All those, a few important reasons, what I said about Samurai X Trust and Betrayal or Rurouni Kenshin, The Beginning. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? Like I said, best Rurouni Kenshin movie ever! It's the best one out of all the 5 films I did see for the past 7 years ago. And about my rankings for all 5 of Rurouni Kenshin films, I'm gonna do it right here, right now on my movie review. The 5th place goes to the first movie. The 4th place goes to the second movie. The 3rd place is really my favorite one in the trilogy, the 3rd. The 2nd place goes to the 4th. And the first place is the prequel. So there you go. That's my whole ranking of all 5 of the films of Rurouni Kenshin. From good all the way to the best. So, let's head on to all the things I care about for this movie. It had a good storyline, great characters, beautiful cinematography, wonderful score, good costume designs, and there's so many things that you gotta pay attention to this film for. There is some stuff that's faithful to the manga, some stuff that's faithful to the OVA, and so many things that wasn't featured in either the OVA and manga. So pay attention to this film very carefully, ladies and dudes. You'll be superly surprised. That's for sure. Oh yeah, as for my grades, since I did study this movie very carefully, I did pay attention to the manga and the OVA. For, some of the stuff that wasn't in the OVA and manga, some of the scenes I did pay attention for, I give myself an A+. Because there's a lot of stuff that you did not know about this movie for so many scenes that's not in the manga or the OVA. And as for the manga and OVA, about what's in there for the film, I give myself a solid C. There's some stuff that I did remember and some stuff that I can't remember. But I did study the OVA well, and I did study a little bit from the manga. So it's a solid C for me. That's for sure. Now let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of Rurouni Kenshin, the beginning. I will say for my strongest points for this movie is there's some stuff I remember very well that was in the manga and the OVA. I did pay attention to it very carefully. I did remember something from the manga. I did study it very carefully. Is there was a part in the manga where you did not see Kenshin's left cheek bleed. There was no bleeding part at all, but I did remember in the OVA, Kenshin's left cheek did bleed every time he kills somebody at nighttime. And I did remember I was right about those ninja dudes. They do have dialogue in the film that was in the manga, but I remember in the OVA, they did not speak at all. They were silent all this time. And I'm very happy they added some parts here and there that I remember well in the OVA. But I will say my most favorite scene in the whole entire movie that was in the film, that was truly in the OVA, is when Kenshin and Tomo did work together to make a vegetable garden, and they made a whole lot of daikon radishes. I want to try those daikon radishes. They are really, really good. I'm not sure if I ever tried one many years ago. Maybe I didn't. I'm not so sure. But I would love to have some. Yummy. So I will say for the strongest points for the movie is some of the scenes here and there that I can remember that was both in the manga and the OVA. Something I studied really, really well. Even if there's some parts I forgot to pay attention with. If you know what I mean. And I will say for my weakest points for this movie, I wish there was a little bit more scenes that should have been added in the movie. Something that should have made sense. Since I studied both the OVA and the manga very well, even if there's some parts I can't remember that much. I wish there was a scene where we get to see when Kenshin was a little boy, when he lost those 3 ladies at that terrible nighttime, with these weird bad men that came out of nowhere. I wish it should have been added in the film. I wish there was a part where Kenshin and Hajime did have a fight, and they star their rivalry. It sucks that that director forgot about that part. Maybe there might be a deleted scene somewhere that featured that fight scene. That was both in the OVA and manga. I wish there was another one. I wish I could remember which other scene that should. Oh yeah, about that spy dude, Izuka, whatever his name is. I wish they should have added that one in the film as well. The part where he died and Lord Shishio came up in a cameo appearance. So yeah, there are some scenes here and there that are missing from this movie, and I wish it should have been there for the film, if you know what I mean. And also, before I tell you the characters, here's an interesting fun fact. Before we had, Rurouni Kenshin, the beginning, the live action version, we already got a film that's already an adaptation of Samurai X Trust and Betrayal. And yes, it starts with the letter W, and it's a superhero film. We got this one, Wolverine. And Wolverine is the only adaptation I remember that features the live-action version of Samurai X Trust Betrayal. And I did study this movie very carefully, because there's so many scenes here and there that kind of reminds me of the famous OVA that we all known and loved. So, if you ever seen this movie, please pay attention to this film very carefully. You'll see what the heck I'm talking about, if you know what I mean. So, okay. Let's go on to the characters. I'll just go on with one character I really do care about in the movie, and I think, thanks to this lady, I think she's the one who stole the show for me. And that is that is the actress who played Tomo. I don't know her name because I don't study Japanese names that much, to tell you the truth. Maybe one day I will, wait to see what happens thing. Okay. I want to say about this actress who played Tomo, she did a really, really good job. She is truly the best part about this movie. I mean, she really did blow me away from start to finish, and that actress did a really good job of playing this wonderful character that we've grown to love and care about. I mean, she had a really good storyline, she has a good personality, great attitude. She's just lovely. She's a very, very lovely lady. I mean, she has a lovely face, lovely hair, even if it's a wig thing. And I love her kimono and the way that she spoke. Very calm and soft, and she sounds like an angel. She's really darn sweet. I just love this actress who did Tomo. She just blew me away from start to finish. I just love her to death. And I do like the character development and chemistry that she had with the actor who played Kenshin. I did see a really good bond with them in that film. That was truly a plus. I guess I have nothing else to say. So let's head on to my final thoughts of Rurouni Kenshin, The Beginning. Overall, Rurouni Kenshin, The Beginning is the best Rurouni Kenshin I have ever seen in my whole entire life. Even if there are some parts here and there that's missing from the film, but overall, it's the best one I have ever seen in my whole entire life. It had a good storyline, likable characters, good cinematography. I love the score, costume designs, the setting, and the highlight moments of the film. It feels like I'm watching an old classic movie all over again from scratch. And for my rating for this film, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. This is the best movie ever in movie history. And that's my whole entire movie review of Rurouni Kenshin, The Beginning. And tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your favorite version of Samurai X Trusted Betrayal? Or Samurai X... No, it is Samurai X Trusted Betrayal. Okay, what is your most favorite version of all? Do you like the manga? Do you like the OVA? Or the movie? Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there. Let me know. I will go with this one the best. I think it had the best storyline ever in my own opinion. And join me next time for 2 more movie reviews to come as I do Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and also Poco Rosso. I can finally get those movie reviews out of the way for August. And that is it for now. I'll see you guys later, and sayonara.